On the profile interview segment this week, I will be speaking with Comrade Francis Olabode Johnson, the president of Pengasan. He will be sharing with us what oil workers should expect from Pengasan in the next few years. Take a listen. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again. Pengasan is celebrating its 40th anniversary, as we know. Can you give us a brief summary of the struggles that Pengasan has been able to win for the past 40 years?
Yeah, before I do that, first, as a Christian, I need to give God the glory.
Okay.
Because He got to find all the working committee and organized committee and central committee were very apprehensive. But whether we need to ship this thing, it's going to be successful. But to the glory of God, everything went perfectly. And before also going on, I also need to appreciate sincerely, honestly, on behalf of Pengasan Central Committee, NEC, staff, and all our members, to appreciate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, DCFR, sending the Minister of State. The Vice President was supposed to be here, but because of the National Economic Council, sending the Minister of State, the GMD of NNPC, Dr. Aliko Dangote, sending his personal representative, and all other dignitaries. Barrister Fem Falana, the Imam Abakar, the guy that was also civilized, and everybody, members of the Central Committee, the organizing members, the security agencies, everybody for coming, for honoring us, despite the time schedule. It shows that it's not only when there are crises. We must be collaborative, we must work for ourselves. And for me, I continue to say, and I want to say that for you to have a union in any establishment, organization, industries, there must be a company in existence. So as Labour, we must continue to work to protect and defend the company we work for, so that union can thrive. We must not see management and union as enemies. We must see ourselves as partners in progress. So now coming to your main question of Pengasan 40 years, I also want to sincerely appreciate our founding fathers, past president, Oduni, Daniel Oduni, Austin Ezewanka, Shina Oluwoye, Brown Ogbefun, Comrade Peter Sele, Babatunde Ogun, and those that also died. Their past GS, Comrade Dabibi, Oluoshile, Narebo, and the current one, and all past and serving central community members. They have done a lot. For example, look at Kaduna Zonal Council. That place was built under 18 months, under the leadership of Comrade BK Ghana. So it shows under 18 months, everything to be. And even the office in Lagos, that should not said, we have inaugurated it. So Pengasan 40 years is a worthy celebration that we also have done. And like the Bible says, if you invite people and nobody came to eat your food and everything, but everybody came out today, it was a glorious meal. So we have challenges, and we also look at that in the past 40 years, our fathers have done well. And when you look at the standard of our constitution, I said the heroes of our labor's past will never be in vain. That's also what we also try to do. But we also know that Pengasan will never die in our time. And after me, there are also people who want to take over. And so we're also setting standards so that they can also look at that. This has been also handed over to them. We must also look at that. We must also hand it over to them. The next major celebration of Pengasan now is in the next 10 years. We're going to do Golden Jubilee. And by His grace, for every leader, He prayed to be alive to also be part of that ceremony. But 40 years down the line, it has been ups and downs. It's not been bed of roses. I also want to say that for Labour, Pengasan, the PEM, TUC, NLC, we were advocacy during the military junta. Play a critical role in stabilizing this democracy that we're presently enjoying. And I want to say that all the leaders that sacrificed should be duly honored and recognized. Because without them, there can't be no country.
Talking about the role that Pengasan played in terms of Nigeria achieving democracy, how would you rate governance in Nigeria after more than 5 decades? Are you satisfied with the way things are going in the country, especially when it comes to the oil and gas sector?
Well, you know, like a toddler, when you are born, there's a period of infancy, you move up, adulthood and everything. And you keep falling, stumbling. And like the saying goes that the mark of a man is not that when you fall, how you feel dejected, but the essence of rising up and look at that. Yes, you must continue to move forward. And looking at governance, yes, there have been ups and downs in the governance of this country. And that for everybody, you criticize, it's easy to criticize, but when you are outside and when you are inside, the games are different. It's not the same thing. I can come and say I come outside and everything. There's nobody I will not want to do good things. But when you also look at that, you came on board and you look at the challenges, definitely you had car. But you also must also see what you can also do to impact on life. And one of the other essence is this. People talking of projects you have executed and everything. The most important is that when you also call, I think for me, I can say the area of abandoned projects has gone under this administration, because when you look at the issue of so many things that they also completed, also now going to also build up for that thing. And that is just it. So looking at governance, it cannot be perfect, but I believe and we believe that it will be perfect. Because you can't criticize. It's not easy to lead, but you can't criticize. The challenges are there. Nigeria is a very, very complex society. But every of our politicians, they have greater roles to play in uniting us, dividing us, and everything. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to rule over Nigerians. So by the time you are playing politics to say you want to get to power, do this, it's not too good. So those are the issues. But governance, yes, we're trying, and we can also believe that we can improve. And for every government to also succeed, every Nigerian, once there is an election, have a government, no matter, don't criticize. See areas you can also improve, and put hands together and make sure that we do it. Just like we came on board, there are things our leaders also did. Also look at it, let's also improve on it. And those are about governance. So it's not a one-day thing, but something that's evolving, making impact, letting Nigerians know that we can also move forward.
In the oil and gas sector right now as we speak, the issue of casualization of workers is one big problem that workers in this sector are faced with. How far with Pengassan trying to mobilize, enlighten, and probably fight for these workers so that they are actually regularized?
The issue of casualization is something that is very, very sympathetic. It's not too good. And we look at it that for every one of us, we appear to be leading and not look at the interests of our members. But we also need to appeal to our employers in the oil and gas. The part of extremism is not the best. And for me, CWC under my leadership, I've said it, that as much as possible, we continue to protect and defend our members. That's jobs and everything for our members. But also doing that, we also must also look at that as NEC members and everybody, we must also be disciplined. We must also not do things that also bring the attention to discipline. For the issue of casualization, we have been doing a lot, and I also believe that the government needs to come into it. Because you see, one dangerous thing is that when there are issues, like we are challenged by the guest speaker today, anything you want to do, look, we're also cautious of the political situation in the country. That's why the election is coming, we don't want to create tension. We don't want to be seen as if creating more tension. So for us, we are imploring every government agencies, the Prime Minister of Labour, and our worker and our employers that the issue of casualization should be addressed collectively. For example, I was telling somebody, one management, I said, now you are in charge now. 10, 15 years time, you're not going to be there. And these same members of Pengassan that you organize now, at that time, maybe some of them will be GMD or at that level. And you are no more alive or you are alive, now say your children should go there. And then you look at your antecedents, the way you behave when you are there. How do you think they're going to relate to your children? They won't be happy. They will say, no, except somebody that has the fear of God, that will say, I don't need to pay an eye for an eye. So everybody must be very, very conscious of that. That you don't trample on people now, because this life, this world is very someone. So for issue of casualization, we are determined and counterparts and paying counterparts to address it. And luckily, the committee has been set up by the Ministry of Labour. And I know by the time they finish the issue of minimum wages and everything, that committee must start working. And let's see how we can close it beyond the tenure and make sure that we add impact to our members.
Talking about workplace safety and also engaging the Ministry of Labour, how far has Pengassan gone in terms of engaging the government and employers of labour to adhere to international best practice?
Well, I can say conveniently, with all emphasis, that when you look at the oil and gas sector, the issue of workplace safety, none of our employers' organizations play with it. In the Chevron, some of the IOCs, government agencies, everything. That's why you go to any of those places, the first thing they tell you is safety first. Before you enter some of them, you must tell you safety first. They also give you evacuation procedures, because safety of life is very, very important. And when you're going to operational areas and everything, there are also safety measures that they put in place. That they can't just play second fiddle to it. For example, let me tell you, you go to refineries now. The first thing they give you spark arrestor, put in your car. Then they also tell you XYZ must be put in place. So that shows that for oil and gas, then driving safe belt and everything. So that safety is very, very key. Then engaging Ministry of Labour. Definitely, everything we're doing is going to be in tripartite. That's the union, the employers, and Ministry of Labour. And the society, they've been doing their best. Ministry of Labour have been doing enormous, and also all of us. But I also believe that when there are pressing issues of job security and everything, safety is good, but the most important thing that I can also make sure that our members' jobs are secure. Because we are saving their job, we look at about 5 immediate family and 15 or minimum dependents on you. So everything is taken into consideration, but for safety, we cannot compromise this in oil and gas. It's not compromised by anybody. And so we have been engaging Ministry of Labour and going to engage to make sure that things are going well.
Wrapping up this session, I would like to ask you, Pengassan of yesterday, today, and what do we expect from your leadership? What is the positioning following the lecture that you received from SAN, that's Barrister Femi Falana? What have you taken home from that lecture? What is going to be the roadmap in the next few years for your members?
Well, I also need to commend and appreciate Barrister Femi Falana, because we told him about this just 2-3 days ago. And promptly, he said, as an activist, anything Labour will be ready. And he came in this morning, and you can see the response and why that clear. And one thing he also said was that he also made reference to letters that in the past, not indicting any government, but also said that Labour must work together. That's what we can do. And looking at Pengassan of yesterday, yes, our Labour, our leaders, that's why we also recognize them. They have done tremendous work in keeping this association. And for the job of every leader, that if you cannot exceed what your leaders have put in place, make sure you do also go down. And so we strive to also make sure we go up. You understand? And that's the joy of everything. That if Pengassan was handed over to me, it's not going to be through my tenure that Pengassan will be recognized. Pengassan will be gone there, so I will not take it. So I must do everything humanly possible within my strength, within my focus, to make sure that I defend and hand over Pengassan to people taking over. Then looking at Pengassan after me tomorrow, like I said, the joy of every parent is that where we could not reach in life, our parents will reach there and surpass it. And for example, let me just go. For example, look at the president of Ife, right? The son, he was a prince. The father was a prince. He's a prince. But never in his life will I ever think that the president of Ife will have a king in his lifetime. So that's why when he was made the king, the father was at anywhere he was going with him. Because he's alive to see that his son is prospering. So for me, God giving us life, 5 years time, God give me life, I will be happy to look at it that in the issue of Pengassan, 2014 to 2020, I passed this road and I also left my legacy and footprints in the south of town. That's why we look at this invest center, digital learning and everything. So that if you have workshops and everything, you can also utilize it. Also do that, also employ Nigerians to also run it, to work there. And for us, most of these things is not going to be run specifically by Pengassan. I can say that. Because if it's run directly by Pengassan, it can never make sense. We're going to look at very competent people that will say, okay, every month, these are what we want, these are the standards we expect, and this is what we want to be done. So that I can show. In that case, by doing that, the programs and the learning center and everything can outlive everyone of us. And Pengassan will also be the best. And Nigeria as a nation will also be the better for it.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much.
And that's all we can take on today's edition of the program. Join us next week for a fresh edition of the show. I am Sharon Ijason. Thanks for watching, and remember, labor creates wealth.